How's it going, guys? It's Pelican here, and I'm actually testing this deck out. Someone gave me the idea for it. I think it was on Facebook. I don't really remember, but it looked really fun. And so basically, if you haven't noticed, it's Eldlich, Buster Blader, or Rokket, Dogmatika. There's a bunch of stuff in there. So basically, getting into the deck. Obviously we got the Buster Blader because you have to play as part of the engine. We got 3 of this because he searches the trap card so you can keep going. He also can get you in a Striker Dragon, which is really cool. 3 Ecclesia, 1 Fleur-de-Lis, of course, pretty standard. Double Veiler because it's a light monster and it's a pretty good hand trap right now. Double Eldlich because you have to play double Eldlich. 3 Nibiru because it's one of the best hand traps. The standard Rokket package right here. Dark Magician and Red Eye, so we can summon Dragoon. 3 Scepter Launch, of course. 3 Curse Dalvin, 3 Meteor Servant, 3 Quick Launch because that's a fair card. Red Eye's Fusion for the 1 play. Then we play Triple Conquistador. Double of this card because we don't want to draw more. We never want to draw, and if we do, we want to still be able to resolve this card. We play 1 Punishment, of course, 3 Sanguine, and 1 Hero. I still don't know how to pronounce it, but and 2 of this card. This is like the card. So what this card basically does is, once you resolve your dragon combos, which 9 times out of 10 you're always doing because we play like a bunch of them, and so what this does is send 1 Destruction Sword card and 1 Buster Blader. So we send this, and we send Buster Blader, and that will allow us to summon Buster Dragon. But after this is activated, because it sends a 2 for cost, we banish this and the Buster Blader and whatever our dragon target is, and we're able to fusion summon for this guy. So it gets this guy and this guy out, and creates a lock, of course. So all their monsters are dragons now, and they cannot activate their effects in their possession. So possession is very rude. Yeah, but then of course you got 1 of the big guy for the combo, 1 Natis for punishment and Nadir, 1 Dragoon because Dragoon's insane. We don't have to play it, we should be, in my opinion, but you can definitely put the Dragoon package if you want to slim the deck down a bit. 1 Ash Dragon, 1 Bolo Savage because sometimes it's better to make this over this, depending on the situation, of course. But a lot of times, it's post-siding is when you want to make it if you're afraid of power cards and stuff like that. Buster Dragon for the combo. Now this card's insane, so a lot of people skip over this card at the beginning. Basically, what this card says is if this card is Synchro Summon, you can activate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can add 1 light or dark monster to your hand, and then also send the remaining cards. So literally, you could excavate an Ecclesia, a Fleur-de-Lis, even Rocket Monsters if you really need it, but you'll have already used a Rocket Monster at that point. But you can get Golden Lord, Nibiru, Veiler, and it also lets the trap cards go to the graveyard too, so it's pretty free, which is another reason why it's insane. Then we play the kill combo with Access Code, Celine, and Needle Fiber. Play this because you can make it pretty easily, but he's kind of like a flex spot. We play Anaconda for the obvious reasons. We play this. He's a generic link too, and he also lets us send the card to the graveyard. You don't really need to play him, but he's just good in a lot of situations if you need to get him out. But yeah, and then 2 Striker Dragon because 2 always comes up. Not always, but most of the time you use 1, and sometimes if you need to summon another one, you can always get to the next one. So you can get to the Boot Sector Launch in case they negate it and things like that for the next turn. Yeah, that's the deck. So I was testing it a little bit earlier, and it seemed like a lot of fun, and I was having fun playing it. For those of you who know me, I like decks that just say no to my opponent. So here's the first one. Wow, that hurts me. So I opted in to go first, obviously, because we want to go first with this. Our goal is to lock out the opponent and such, so that's what we're going to be attempting to do. So I draw pretty good. This should be partially full combo, I believe. It's not amazing, but it could be. So we activate Quick Launch. Quick Launch is obviously going to go ahead and get us to the Rocket Tracer. And we're going to link ourselves in the Striker Dragon. I open Boot Sector, unfortunately, and I use the effect to grab Rocket Tracer. Rocket Tracer normal summon. Effect to pop the field spell. Summon out this guy. And we're going to go ahead and go into our Sector 8. We're going to go ahead and exit with the top 5. So our activate wasn't that good, unfortunately, but we were able to get a Ecclesia off it, which is really good because we already had Veiler too. And it filled our grave with, all the other dragons we could really want to use in regards to it. So it's pretty good. We summon Ecclesia, use the effects, so we can go ahead and get Punishment, because Punishment is such a fair card. You can go ahead and pass. draws, obviously, right in the main phase. He activates the circle. And then I go in the chain, sending for cost, of course. Then no response. Says no. I go ahead and activate the effective fusion summon. And we go ahead and get this summoned out. And then we go ahead and resolve the rest of our cards. So we have Buster Dragon. If we just create the lock, I would never recommend shotgunning this because he even leaves a scary card now. But I was ready. I was like, come at me, ho. He go ahead and adds Gazelle to his hand, but then he's like, oh wait, I can't do anything. So we go ahead and get the siding done. He goes first, obviously, because he can't let me do that again. That was just unfair. But this deck does it pretty consistently. So I open up the stones, to be honest. Like, this is like not full. Like we get a lot out of this. He goes normal summon Spinny. He opened Gamma, unfortunately, being not fun. He goes that, just effect, Chain Link 1, that, Chain Link 2, the Gazelle summons. He adds the field spell. Gazelle effects him, going to summon Roar. He's going to go ahead and link 2 into here so he can get the Wolf. And then we go ahead and activate the Sentry, of course. Reincarnate Link, summon the Wolf. And then we use the effect to go ahead and get back to the Roar. And then he goes ahead and activates Servant, which I'm kind of surprised he didn't make another Balinks, but that's fine. But this is really good still. He sends the Ash Dragon, of course, so he can go ahead and grab Ecclesia. Ecclesia's gonna, I believe he gets himself punishment. Yeah, he gets himself punishment because he already has Flitter. In his hand, summons, and he gets a Gazelle, which is free, but, you know. Yeah, and my exact words were, traps are scary. So we went ahead and hit the Ecclesia with our Baylor. We were holding that one. Probably should have hit this. I'm more afraid of this than I am because he gets 2 cards out of it, but before he leaves, I go ahead and hit his field with an Abuser, so he can't resolve the trap card or Fleur de Lis, at least well. He can't use the trap card at all. Fleur de Lis can summon himself, but it's not going to do much. Unfortunately, I feel like I should have just let it go through, but he was going to negate the Nibiru anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we can't really do a lot here. Yeah, he summoned it back just for another body. I went ahead and just summoned Rokket Tracer. Went and traded in the battle phase, killed the token because of puny, and then I killed that as well. Gosh, that's gonna kill me if I do that. I go ahead and basically, because it went so fast, Rokket Tracer effect popped into Beer, summon the guy, and then he's synchro for this. He ends up gammaing, unfortunately. So he gets killed, but this card is broken, so it doesn't matter. So then I end up summoning it back, just so I can resolve Ecclesia. Ecclesia effects are going to activate in hand, which is, he's 3k, he's large for me. Yeah, Ecclesia effects are activated in hand, the effect will activate searching me a card. Yeah, search for punishment, I set 1 in the past. Now he has Gazelle in hand, which is honestly just disgusting. He has a Balinks to protect it as well. And he draws in a D or 2, which is even crazier. I use the effect of Gazelle, obviously, same as Jaguar, which is free still. I use a spinning effect, summons it back. And then we go ahead and link 2, I believe, into another Sunlight Wolf. Yeah, Sunlight Wolf. I believe both other 2 in the grave. Yeah, the other 2 in the grave, so he can't reincarnate Link Summon, unfortunately. Unless if he Jaguar is this back, which I believe that's what he does next. So he can end up getting the Gazelle back. Yep. And that's a big thing with this deck. This deck is super resilient, which is why I think it's a very good deck. It's not obviously not the best deck, but I think it's a very good deck right now because it can just keep going every turn. Being able to access Gazelle every turn and getting Gazelle out for free is just so free. And then it has the kill combo. I forgot doing it doesn't let you see it, but it has that kill combo, which is really nice. That's the thing I do like about this deck is it's just really easy to kill everyone. And if people aren't paying attention, or if Salad, obviously, they open several disruptions usually, that in the form of Rage or things like that. So he ended up summoning the Fleur de Lis. I don't know why he summoned the Fleur de Lis, to be honest. I don't think this card was a threat, but he ends up crashing with it. I forgot that this thing is banished because this is the first time I've touched this card. But yeah, I don't think I summoned it back. If I did, I'm sorry. I ended up, he beats into that, I took 3 because of the piercing. He hits me with the Ecclesia. I'm like, alright, that's fine. I have punishment set, which is still insane. He goes into one of the Balinks. In phase, I go ahead and pop. I think it was I don't know what I popped. I'm pretty sure it was the Ecclesia. Yeah. Sending Ash Dragon, effectively negates it. I'm like, okay, I guess. So I go to Dragoon. You know, I think he had a negate for it. No, he didn't negate. He just ran into it. He keeps the Summit Wolf, and that was an interesting choice. I don't disagree with him. It was just like, you know, I go to normal summon, and then I go in. Oh yeah. So when I was playing, when I transferred this deck from my GoPro, my GoPro didn't take the, how do I say, the cards? The Red Eyes and the Dark Magician for some reason didn't come with it. I didn't see it till after. I don't even remember what I was trying to do. So I went to just reset the game state real quick. We're just making Needle Fiber. Same thing. But this is just a kill combo. I'm just doing this just to get rid of that card. He does have a Gazelle, weirdly enough, but I guess he couldn't out it during that time. I summon access code, he gains the attack, obviously. And then we go ahead and just pop his board away. He summons Gazelle back. Yeah, and I think from here it was just like I ended up getting rid of everything. It just like I ended up getting rid of the access code as well, so I can make sure that that Gazelle doesn't stay on field. That was a big thing. He draws Gamma, obviously Gamma is useless. I draw Confuse, so I can't do nothing with it. He gets Judgment, sets it. It's on Oracle. I draw Quick Launch, which is insane. And then for some reason I wanted to link one. God knows why. And he Judgments it, and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, so you just Judgments it, and then finally I draw something useful, but I still can't really do much with it. I think, yeah, I had the Eldlich. I could have added another trap card so I could have got Link 2, and then Link 2 and the Buster Well. Got them both in the graveyard for the phase, but I'm gonna do it this way. Easy effect again to add, it was just a random trap to my hand. I got that card because it's useless 99% of the time. I went in and pitched it and got rid of the Ash Blossom he had set, and then, you know, from here, this is just lethal. You know, I hit him for 35, and I flip Conquistador and punch him for game. That was another big thing I did like about this deck, was that it's just so resilient as well, like much more resilient than Salamander Great, which is a big thing that I do like. You know, all these cards recycle each other. This field spell. This card is insane. It's not ban worthy, but this card is genuinely insane. I say this just being like, you know, even if they clear my board next turn, I'll do it again. Which is something that I do really like about it, is because the recursion with this deck is just crazy. It's really fun, and this Buster Lock in itself, this is the fake Buster Lock as I'll call it. It's just, your opponent literally is not even allowed to play. Like, they have to out it with spells and traps, and if they got it, they got it, but you know, after that they have to deal with everything else, aka Conquistador, punishment, potential hand traps, you know, Nibiru, things like that, which is something that's really insane, I think, but I definitely recommend giving a try out to this deck. If you guys have any suggestions on how I should change it, you know, definitely let me know. I want to try to play this at my locals, because it looks like a lot of fun. I need to get copies of like everything because I got rid of my Eldlich stuff. My friend has it, so maybe I'll buy it. But yeah, if you liked this video and you want to see more stuff like this instead of just the traditional like GoPro videos, go ahead and give me a subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys want to see, any deck suggestions you want me to go over, things like that. And yeah.